I really think this is one of the stupidest ideas I think I've ever had. I'm going to kind of just do that. Okay. I don't know why I made this easier for myself either. Like, I could have found a better solution. But, oh, ow. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay. I have too much of a beard, so I can't keep it on my face properly. The final touches. Yes, I'm going to be this asshat that does this on YouTube for this review. Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in to Channel MF. My name is Doom, and yes, if I'm going to do this stupid shit, I might as well go with the puns. Thank you to my girlfriend for making this lovely Doom mask. It might stay on this whole review, we don't know what's going to happen. But this is the review of Madvillain, Madvillainy. Madvillain is an iconic producer, an iconic rapper, Madlib, MF Doom, Madvillain. It's the combination. This record came out in 2004 on Stone's Throw Records, and again, this was sort of a huge moment for indie rap that sort of penetrated the mainstream in terms of people knowing about MF Doom and Madlib. Obviously, Madlib is a legendary hip-hop producer along the same lines as our homeboy Dilla, who sort of made really interesting beats with a lot of movie samples, and also sort of incorporating very interesting samples from other music. And MF Doom being just one of the most elusive rappers with just a great flow, incredible lyrics, but also hard lyrics to decipher, and this was the combination of the two. Now, unlike obviously more recent collaborations with Madlib, mainly something like the Mad Gibbs stuff he's been doing with Freddie Gibbs, this album isn't necessarily just him giving beats to a rapper and sort of just going off of them, even though there's sort of differences on those albums, Bandana and Pinata, and this album feels a lot more of like a sort of cohesive project in terms of them putting together something with the whole villain aspect, Madlib actually having his own tracks on here, whether as a producer or even as a rapper, as Quasimodo. There's a lot of very interesting things that they do on this project in terms of the combination of Madlib's production as well as MF's just incredible lyricism and lyrics. But I think that also kind of is a testament to MF Doom being able to go over this production. His flow on this album is so smooth, like butter smooth. On some tracks that I'm shocked that he was able to sound this clear. Like, he is not choppy, he's perfect. Like, he has such a perfect delivery. Whether he's giving you these intense stories about love and loss and drug abuse, or just these great one-liners that come again and again and again, and for years people are still deciphering what this album has to offer in terms of little things here and there in his lyrics. Obviously, for myself being a Doom fan and also for being a big fan of this album, it's still hard but also fun to sort of break down what he's doing on here. Because some of the lyrics on here are just so clever and funny, you know, has more soul than a sock with a hole. The whole I have more lyrics than the church got, ooh lords. And especially on Raid, which opens with him saying like, how can Doom carry this much heat but also preach non-violence? Oh my god, it is so good, and it's just one after another on this album. And the thing that I love so much about this album are the features to help complement him as well. They don't necessarily outshine him, but they do such a great job. Someone like MED or Med, whichever way you want to say it, Stacey Epps, Wild Child, again, Quasimodo, which is Madlib's rap alter ego, whether he's high-pitched or not. This album definitely has a really interesting flow, again, from the beginning with the Illest villains, which sort of sets up with samples and all of this, the introduction of this supergroup and just how they're going to go in on this album with, again, Madlib's production and MF Doom's lyrics and his rap delivery. I think it is just, again, such a match made in heaven. Again, we have a song like Accordion with just that just incredible accordion sample. It's just so clunky and so weird sounding, but again, Madlib makes a beat that just fits it, and MF Doom just cleanly goes over it. Or Meat Grinder, which starts hard-hitting with a nice kind of rhythm to it, and then it gets into this just disgusting, dark bass line. And again, MF Doom just goes perfect over it. We then follow that up with Bistro, which is sort of a fun little skit of MF Doom talking about this restaurant that he opens. It feels very tropical and sort of fun in summertime because, again, of the actual location of where it is. It feels nice and chill and laid back. Come to the bistro, come to the bistro. But then we follow that off with Raid, which is just this up-tempo, jazzy track. And again, MF Doom is able to carry himself over this entire track. At this point, we have heard 4 different sounds that he went perfectly over. And then we get to something like America's Most Blunted, which sort of shows off Madlib's genius. Again, funny song about the idea of smoking marijuana and all of that, but the amount of samples that are used to create this song is huge. I think the number's like around 17 or 18, and just the song is just great. Like, it's just a great, well put together song. Sick Fit is the first instrumental that kind of pieces this album together. It's strictly from Madlib. There's also Do Not Fire and then the Supervillain theme. I personally like the Supervillain theme the most out of all of them because it kind of fits the mood of the title. It's very dark, but I definitely think all 3 of these instrumentals help weave the project together for just being not just an MF Doom album, but also a Madlib album. And again, a lot of the outro stuff on Pinata and Bandana definitely makes it a Madlib album too, but I think this album feels so much more interesting with the 2 of them in terms of what they do and all these cryptic, very short tracks. Again, to just throw things like out of nowhere, Rainbows, which has MF Doom singing with this slow, lingering beat, and this whole metaphor and this whole story about taking Drano to sort of, you know, see hallucinations, and just the way he's slurring his words, again, fitting this character, it's crazy. And then Curls follows it up, which is a little bit more up-tempo. He has some great lines on here as well, you know, him talking about people trying to get a nut like squirrels in this mad world, which is such a great double entendre about sex and money. And this song, like Money Folder, are also 2 songs that are him sort of talking about wealth and sort of where he's had to come from and what he's had to struggle with and what he is worth now. Again, the whole Money Folder MF thing is genius. And I love sort of the punchy beat to here and then sort of the random jazz interlude that MF Doom sets up at the end of verse 1 that Madlib throws in there. I think it's great. Shadows of Tomorrow is one of the songs I told you about, which just features Madlib as his own self, Lord Quasimodo. And this whole song is just kind of the ideas and metaphors about the past being written in stone and sort of moving forward. Again, it's a very interesting track to sort of just break away from MF Doom and bring Madlib, who actually delivers pretty well. Operation Lifesaver, which is a funny kind of comedy track about a girl with terrible breath, and just, again, MF Doom is able to make a track like this about a girl with stinky breath sound so complex and hilarious, and then Figaro follows this up. And I love sort of the organ starter and the heavy organs. And again, like I was telling you, MF Doom sort of goes into more darker songs, so the whole Mintest thing is one of the joke songs on here. Something like Strange Ways, where he talks about the ideas of the police and sort of the problems they cause and how they also have to solve the problems. Again, I love the 2 verses on here and the sample of the Strange Ways. But then we also have a song like Fancy Clown, where he plays Victor Vaughn, another one of his alter egos, where the song is sort of about a girl that cheated on him and how the sample sort of interwoves like her going off uptown to mate with some fancy clown and that being her new lover. And again, a song that's just about a breakup is very cryptic, very layered. I just love his wordplay on here, and just his storytelling is excellent. Like I said with Stacey Epps, this is just a Stacey Epps song, no MF Doom on here. This is sort of like a kind of chill, more chill song, I guess, to sort of smoke to. I guess that really is sort of the scenario of this. It's a more boom bap track. I love the dark piano sample that follows on all caps. Again, the whole joke of MF Doom saying like, hey, you gotta put my name in all caps. I thought it was funny and hilarious, and again, some very insightful lyrics. And then again, songs like Great Day and especially Rhinestone Cowboy sort of follow and finish up the album. Something like Rhinestone Cowboy, which is just MF Doom just going crazy with all the lines he grabs. This is the longest song on the album, capping at about 4 minutes. And again, it's just him sort of going off into this cryptic journey of all these lines he can put together on here. Again, it's a very impressive feat to follow such an impressive album to begin with. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I need to take this off because this is really annoying me, and I know you guys probably can't fucking take me seriously. This album is incredible. Like, obviously it's incredible. For indie rap, for indie hip hop. And the way it permeated hip hop culture and just hip hop albums in general, it's an album that everyone's talking about and has been talked about for a long time. And it was such a huge moment for MF Doom, who was coming into the scene for a while at this point, and for him to sort of have a moment like this, and for Madlib to pop off like that too. Again, it sort of made these two names more recognizable instead of being on the underground. But again, it's still an underground hit, and these two guys are still looked at as underground legends, but they're still legends in hip hop as a producer and as a rapper. And this album is, again, every time I listen to it, even me listening to it for this review, you just find new things here and there, and you research new things here and there, and it's great, and it's phenomenal. And it's easily one of the best modern hip-hop albums. They really outdid themselves with this. It was incredible, and again, it was so fun to finally tackle this project. So, hopefully you guys listen to this album. If not, please listen to it. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Please check out all the classic reviews, including the ones coming this week and the ones previous. Like if you like, please subscribe. And yeah, I can't wait to review more albums for you guys this week. But until then, thank you for watching, and thank you for tuning in to ChannelBK. Peace out, guys.